Happy New Year, 2025. I was kind of thinking, that I've been high school for 20 years. It's kind of mind blowing when you think about it. Like I formed a band in October, Halloween 2003. And then 2 years later, I graduated from high school in 2005, 2005. Sorry. Um, yeah, and just thinking now it's 2025. Been in high school, like the year marks like June something when I graduated and all this, but I was a senior 20 years ago on the verge of graduating. And then I graduated 2005. 20 years. Man, it's like 20 years. It's like, and when you say like, oh, it's been a couple years and all this, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, but we're like, oh, 5 years, that's crazy. Oh, 10 years, that's crazy. When you think 20 years of me being out of high school, it's like make me think I'm 38 now. Of my 18-year-old self, I could talk to myself and let him know is, like it's kind of like because like when I was 18, I was just thinking about the band, like just playing music, doing bass, playing the band, and that's how it was, just kind of make me think about my teen years when my dad was trying to make me the old man Gaul, the old man was trying to make me into a gearhead, like he teach me, the basics of motor things like change a tire. You gotta learn how to change your own tire. You gotta change the tire, you gotta change your oil. I show how to bleed out your brakes if you have some like a little bubble in your brake line, like basics of motor stuff. But he was a motorcycle guy, and he just kind of like he thought I was gonna be a metalhead, a biker guy. I like bikes, and I do, and I think motorcycles are a lot easier to keep up on a fucking well, anything before 96. As he told me, vehicles before 96 were easy to work on because you could do it yourself. Anything after 96 became too gizmo, you know? Yeah. Me, when I remember rolling down windows growing up, was doing this. Now it's just it's a button now. It's electronic, It's like the cars became too electronic for working on after that, which is true. Because anytime time I had to work on anything after 96, it's like, what am I looking at here? But you give me a vehicle like from the 90s, 80s, 70s, I'm like, oh, okay, I was looking here. It's like looking at vehicles I had, like I had 2000 Jeep. Yeah, I had 2000 Jeep Cherokee. I tried changing the spark plugs on it. I couldn't find the fucking spark plugs on it because I'm so used to the wires, the cables going to the spark plugs in the thing, like spark plugs. This Jeep didn't have spark plugs. Well, it had spark plugs, but it didn't have the spark plug wires. So I had to call my cousin. I'm like, hey, I can't find the spark plugs on this motor. He's like, oh, yeah. And does two bolts, pulls out this little long thing. It's like, it's a straight six motor. So, yeah, they don't do the whole wire thing anymore. This is your spark plugs. It was like a big strip. It had the six ports to put the spark plugs in. The spark plugs. I'm like, oh man, it's like mind blowing. I mean, that's how vehicles is learned. I'm just rambling on about motors now. But I'm saying like motorcycles was so easy to work on, and now I'm 38 and I want to learn more about working on motorcycles. Because I've been kind of looking at a motorcycle I could buy for $200. It's an 82, 83 Kawasaki, Canucks. Wait, it's an off brand, but it's like $200. They had the Susie bars in the back. I'm like, that's a simple bike look. And all it needs is a new battery. And the guy's like, yeah, but it's an 83, 82. Something I could work on. A simple motor. I could work on a motorcycle, a motor like that than compared to vehicle motors now. Because vehicles motor now, like, so, when I was growing up, it was V8, V6, straight six way, but the motor was straight like this. And you had three on here for a six. Or you had V8. You had 8 spark plugs here on the spark plug wires, and we always did one spark plug at each time. Take the spark plug thing off, replace the spark plug, put the new one in, screw it in, put the thing. You just did one at a time. You never take them off all at the same time. You did one at a time. Which I was learning, like changing the oil. Make sure you put heat in your gas tank during the winter time, and make sure you don't always keep during the winter time. Keep your gas tank on full or more, so you don't have to worry about frozen gas lines, which I've had. Live and learn. You live and learn. 2025. I've lived and learned. Learned and lived. All that kind of stuff. But I'm saying is, I was mostly rambling about mostly vehicles and everything, but I'm saying is, 2025, I hope it's a good year. I hope I don't die. You know, that's what you kind of think of, like each new year. It's like, it's a new year and I didn't die. But at the same time, you kind of think about, oh, when am I gonna die? Like Jimmy Carter just died. Guy gotta live be 100 years old. 100 years old. Damn. Do you want to live to be 100? Yeah, that's the goal. Well, maybe for me, 86-year-old, for me, it would be a good year because I was born in 86, died when I was 86. Kind of one of those kind of things you kind of think about. But, I still think about the golden rules. Live to be the good I seek in the world. And, yeah, just living in the moment. Because wherever you go, there you are.